All right, today I like to talk about the design of mugs. Basically, for the mug, only you need to consider is the two outside lines from both sides. So if you want to do the straight line, when you throw, you keep it straight. But when you want to have a curve, then when you open it, you open a little bit different. Okay, you open a little curve, and for straight line, when you open a about 90 degrees, so a little bit different. And then from there, you could alter and change your shape. You want to have a more curve or less curve, so you can change from there. You want to have a little bit more of an angle, you can also change from there. So a little bit different. So I would like to show you when you are opening and decide what kind of a shape of mug you want to do, and then you open your hole accordingly. Okay, so let's go for the demonstration. Make sure the clay is thick. So my first thing to do is to make sure I have a down pressure, so use my left hand to push down. And since this piece is small, I'm just using my fingertip to guide it. So left hand push and the right fingertip to control the clay. So it's easy to get a center. So I talk about two lines, curved line on the outside or straight line on the outside. I would do the straight one first. So when you are making the straight mug, you open the hole with a 90 degrees on the bottom corner. So the bottom is not even a little indentation there, but after I pour it up, it will be 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees. Right, so that's the initial opening. I want to show you what is the inside look like when you have a straight, you want to make it straight. So that's the straight, and you lift it up. Okay, you lift it up. So keep your wall straight. And of course, I personally prefer trim a foot, so I will do some design, okay? So just to show you, this is my first, if you want to make a straight kind of a mug, just like I show you at the beginning of the video. So now it's about the same stage when I cut it open. I didn't even wedge my clay, so there's a little impurity inside. I'm just cut it off. So like I told you that I usually like to trim the foot, so from this point I will stretch out maybe from 1/4 inch or maybe a little bit less than 1/2 inch. And stretch out from there. So to push a little angle here, so there will be an angle. And then start to lift from here. Okay. For smaller one, sometimes I lift up using my thumb, but sometimes for even a smaller object, I didn't even use my thumb. Just use this index finger. I can move the clay. We can make it a straight wall, or we can design for the curve going in that way. Okay, first I will let it go in. Okay, this could be a mark. Or we can keep it straight. Right, straight shape. Or we can go out even more. Right, so go out and then go in, and then the top go out. First I want to sand it down a bit. So I'm using a rib to cut a little slightly curve and push from inside to against the rib to get a line straight. Right, so a little bit, the straight is a little bit boring, so if you change the angle, you make your mug a little bit interesting. So this is the one mug with the straight side, and let me stretch it a bit more. All right, so that's the you can evolve from the straight line, go in, go out, or you have curve or a little bit more slope. Make the straight line looks more interesting. Okay, so that's the straight wall. If you have a bed, it can just remove the whole piece from the bed and put it aside and use another bed. Or actually, if you want to pick it up from the bed, it's also very easy because this kind of shape, the foot is smaller, so once you cut it, you just put your both finger there and you will be able to remove it easily too. Okay, let me show you how to remove it from the bed. Just cut it and then put your finger underneath. See that? You can remove it easily. Okay, so that's from the corner, okay, the corner, and you go up. Let me cut it open. So that's the look inside. A little bit slope here, a little bit slope there, and then go up, and then the corner here. Okay, so that's one design for your mug. And then let me do the other one, the curve. So if you're gonna make a curve kind of shape or round shape, you want to open a little bit different. Instead of getting a 90 degrees corner, you want to make a little bit of a curve on the bottom corner. So once you go in, so that's about right. It's like making a bowl. You keeping this part here a small curve. So using the finger, you see the fingertip here? There's a curve, so you use the fingertip to make the curve happen. And then bring the top in. So on the inside you have a small curve, and you can follow through from the curve. Still keeping the base smaller, okay? Keep it smaller. So you can squeeze it in a tiny little bit, and then you pinch from there and making the curve. And raise up your wall. All right, so let me cut it open. So you want to start with a right shape. If you make an angle and then you try to make it curve, it's gonna be hard. Okay, so make sure you start with a curve. See that, the curve? There's a curve here. Okay, so you start to lift up the wall from there and then gradually move it up. Okay, so that's the opening for the round shape of a mug. Right, center first, and then making a curve. Squeeze it in so the base smaller, and start still pinch from there and lift the wall slightly up and slightly in. Keep the rim a bit thicker. Okay. And then keep on raising the wall. Right, so when also design for the shape, so you can keep the line straight. Like just keep it simple. Right, this could be a shape for your mug. Just straight side and round curve. Or you can push out a bit more and then let the top go in. Like keep a curve here and then a small curve here. And basically just using the rib, different shape of the rib. Okay, the curved side, you can bend it to make your curve. So this could be another shape. Of course, you want to thin down the rim. Okay. So I am going to keep on lifting a bit. You see that I didn't even add any water here because my touching surface, it's just the tip of my index finger. So the smaller area you touch the surface, the less friction you create. So you don't need to add up as much water. Versus if you use the hand, the palm, then you need to have lots of water to lubricate it. And also true for use if you are using the rib, you don't need to use any drip of water at all. Right, so that's for a design of a mug for just smaller curve on the bottom, and then small curve right here. So what if you want to have more curve? Just push out more from inside. And I usually prefer to use the rib to stretch from the inside, a round rib. I use my round rib here. Or you can use the, so this is my stretching stick. Okay, stretching stick. There's a curve here too. So you hold it there, and then you can stretch, and then with your rib outside to guide it. And then you just do this slowly. Just think of your hand inside and using a stretching stick instead of fingers. Okay, so because the special design for the rib is, I have a curve here versus your fingers. Okay, so that's one way to do it. If you want to have a even larger curve, I'm using my 3-inch rib, and just go in there and squeeze it out. And I'm bending my outside rib, making a very big curve. So to get this part even more curved, I'm using a rib to stretch it from the inside. Right, so to get this part right, and then I finish up the top. So you're gonna the curve follow through all the way from the bottom to the rim. Right, so that's the basic drawing for the round bottom, round base. And you could design it if you want to have a more curve, stretched out more on the inside. So the curve and then curve on the bottom and then curve in the middle and then flare out. And I prefer to clean up my bed before I remove from my wheel head. Because once the clay dry, it's hard to clean. So might as well just clean it right on wheel. Right, so just remove from the bed and then you can store it, get another bed and throw it again. If you you don't know how to lift it up from, pick it up from, or you don't want to pick it up from the wheel. Okay, so let's do it again. Alright, so see the curve? The bottom you can trim it so you can remove it easily. But you want to get the inside curve nicely done. So, like I told you that you can either use this, my stretching stick to do that, and then put your rib outside and do it, right? Or if you have the mug is larger, okay, that stick is for smaller. If you want to do a larger piece, make a larger piece, more than 12 ounce of a mug, and you want to have a nicer curve, this is the tool to use. Right, it's fitting right there, and then just the rib, it's just bend it and compress it, so you get a nice curve here. Okay, very useful tool and get your job done easier. Okay. Right, hope this helped, and see you next time. I will show you how to attach the handle.